What's going on, everybody? Back at it again with another video. So we're going to talk about the MUT content first, and then we have another subject on the players. I personally believe the MUT content was kind of stale and drug out. You can see it now because we only have one. Now mind you, when I say this, we have one promo to deal with. The other promos were the flashbacks. Well, not promos, but sets like flashbacks, heavyweights, and veterans and so forth. The problem is with heavyweights, veterans, and flashbacks, those were players that could be stretched out because it was an abundance of them, maybe 40 to 60. So they were able to stretch out 2 to 3 heavyweights a week and do that and keep us enthralled. Then you had flashbacks on Tuesdays. Then you had veterans on Monday. But at the same time, remember in the first MUT that I played, Madden 16, those players were released immediately. There was no such thing as waiting and dragging out a promo. Now they're dragging out the promos again. The only problem is right now the drag out of the promo is kind of bad. You want to know why? Because now they can't drag out promos. They can only drag out one promo and it makes it bad. So throughout this process, we are actually getting power-ups on Sunday, and we're getting legends on Saturday, and we're getting MVPs on Friday. The biggest issue is now is that everybody wants them to drop all these players immediately because we're all like, hey, you guys are taking too long. We really need content. We want content. That's what we're here for, content. You did so good over the process of the beginning of the year that content is something that we really got used to. No, you didn't get used to it. The only difference is the content was so stretched out that you didn't notice that, hey, technically we're getting 10 new cards or 8 new cards a week, but in reality these are the exact same 50 to 60 cards that we would get in an entire promo when they would just drop them at a regular point in time and period in old Maddens. They were really trying their best to keep you enthralled, to keep you hooked on this game before it died. Right now, they don't have much that can keep you hooked. So now people are like fiending. They're like addicts. They're like, hey, I want more content. I want more content. And with the talk of content, it brings me to another problem that I hear a lot of people have. Like, hey, I'm tired of running into OP teams. This is the first year where I could say everybody was able to get everybody. There was not a player that most people couldn't get unless it was the beginning of the year and they were team captains. Everybody had the ability to get everybody. There was no difference in teams at all this year. Unless you had a player that you liked, the only way that people were able to differentiate teams was by the simple fact of the matter being that you wanted a theme team, you wanted your specific type of player, or, you know, it was a certain player that you actually liked. He wasn't very good, but you just liked him. Like me personally, at the beginning of the year, I think I had David Njoku, and I kept him for a very long time because he was basically of fast tight end and a rising star. So I hung on to David Njoku for a very long time, and right now I just jumped back and just like went full. You say my team, Kim, I'm not going to talk about the team, but to be totally honest with you, the biggest issue for a lot of people was, hey, you're devaluing cards. There was no way in the world that I should have saw a Deion Sanders ever going for 600K. Back in the day, Deion Sanders went for a minimum of $2 million due to the fact that there were so many ways to get these players. And let's not forget the promos. They released star players with promos. Star players got released with promos. Like, are you serious? Are you kidding me? There was no reason Randy Moss should have been released as a limited, and now everybody can get him. It basically devalued the market. And now let's look at the limited cards. You have limited cards that no one even wants. Let's be serious here. Who was the? Well, let's just put it like this. There were a lot of limited cards that were basically trash. Jordan Hicks should not have been going for 600K. I'm sorry, but I had the card. He's not that amazing. Why is he going for 600K? He was a waste of space. He was a waste of a card. Like, the guy played good, but who wants a slow linebacker who can't block shit? Who wants that? Oh, he's going to be my user. Well, no offense, he couldn't catch either. So he's a waste of time. But he's still out there going for 600-700K. Why? I don't know. There are cards right now that nobody wants going for 600-700K, and no one's going to go out and buy them. It gives you something to do with the limited if you pull it. Yes, the limited was supposed to be something you could sell and get coin off. I remember I pulled Brian Dawkins' limited card from what's it called? Most Feared that year. That card brought me almost 1 mil. I think it did bring me like 1.5 mil. Guess what? The cards now are only going to bring you maybe 600 to 700K, if that. And 9 times out of 10, you're stuck with them till the end of the year because nobody wants them. Stop devaluing cards. You guys, come on now. You got to be totally serious. Did you really like the MUT content the way it was? The MUT content was okay, alright. But it was horrible because no cards held value.